two lineups, one from Spirit that looks very, very high on the damage. You know, I think sometimes we look at lineups, it's like, where's the damage going to come from? But Spirits, it looks like it's going to come from everywhere.
Yeah,
right?
all 5 heroes kind of provide a really high amount of damage. What you need versus IO. You can actually, they can kill the Gyro pretty easily. I also like the Warlock versus the Gyro IO specifically because there's always at least 2 heroes that are together, and that's what Warlock, you know, excels at. Also the Grimstroke. I would say both supports are super good versus IO Gyro. But for BetBoom team, I do like their draft. I know the Pango, specifically in the mid matchup, is not, you know, like a strict 1-to-1 counter versus Leshrac, but we saw no one yesterday also pick the Pango in a kind of quote-unquote rough matchup. And I think a lot of the time, especially with mid, it's okay to pick heroes that are bad in the lane and you kind of play more for a gameplay. And I think their draft really needed a hero that goes in first. They have the Primal Beast, but it's really awkward for him to like start fights purely by himself. And usually it's way easier when you have like two guys that can start a fight.
Sure.
And so I like the Pango for the game.
Because I guess the thing is, when you look at BetBoom team's lineup, when these, you know, this sort of inevitable 15-minute team fight kicks in, would you consider BetBoom team's lineup having enough damage themselves at that point of the game with their heroes? Because it's not quite the same as Spirits, right?
Yeah, it's not. I mean, Spirits 50 minutes is way stronger.
It's pretty scary, right?
Yeah, if they have all their buttons, all their ults, it's so funny that it's now like, how strong are you at this 15-minute mark to play the game? But I think BetBoom team definitely has a really strong mid to late game, probably around a BKB timing. They're going to hit double BKBs on the Gyro and the Primal, and then Pango's ult is kind of like a BKB. I think when they hit that timing, they're good. And they scale probably slightly better than Spirit at this, you know, this like 5-6 item timing. But I think if Spirit gets off good lanes, good early game, you know, even if the game is completely even, I would say Spirit has a much better 15 to 25 minutes. And I think in the past we've seen that sometimes that's all that matters. You have this like strong 15-minute timing, you get this Tormentor, and the rest of the game kind of falls into place.
So far with the lanes, mid is indeed as you expected as the expert in the mid matchups. 11-4 for Lal against the 7-1, so indeed a rough start for GPK in this matchup.
Yep. It's not the worst. I'm also interested to see what Laurel does. I think pretty much every Lesh has kind of got a different build. We've seen some Bloodstone, we see some Gleipnirs, just some Glimmer Capes too. I don't know what's the best in the new patch.
Kataomi, is he gonna have this?
No.
Nah.
No. No.
I mean, sure, yeah, Rouge.
No, nah.
Oh, he's still going for it, Kato. I mean, he's a couple more clicks in, but
Walks in the tower. This is like a perfect lane positioning for a Gyro IO, is being behind the tower. You have to kind of cut the wave, shove it behind, and usually when they pull, they want to like deny every single creep. But now Team Spirit's pulling, well, denies that. That's a big deny actually on the flag. But overall, still a really big win for BetBoom team. Pure is top of the net worth, and it lets them look to dive if they really want to. Gyro does have the Moon Seed facet, so if he sticks onto a target, he goes faster. He's an IO, so the IO also will go faster. It's a really nice facet when you pair it together. And this is the type of game that if Pure gets off to a really good start and has kind of like the items and the tools to survive the initial fight, he'll kill everyone. Because I think Spirit's damage is very front-loaded in team fights. It's Leshrac and Sand King kind of have their two like big, between like Edict and Epicenter, and then Warlock has the Fatal Bonds timing. If you can survive all of that, maybe he gets a Satanic, a BKB, and he just sits there and keeps fighting, he'll win the fight with all the IO damage.
Collapse. Trying to get a little bit aggressive there.
Top room.
Meanwhile, yeah, Rouge headed over towards the mid to back up Lal.
If he hits a stun?
That doesn't want to quite go for a hit.
He got the rune though. And so outclicks GPK a bit. He didn't even stun him, so.
Collapse. Again, feels pretty safe. It's got 12-1 charges. Knows that these two can't really threaten him. So does open up this lane for Root to kind of make these moves elsewhere. Doesn't need to babysit Collapse all the time.
Yeah, it basically Collapse got past the hardest part of the laning stage on Sand King, which is its level 1, level 2 timing. So now being level 4, you have 2 points in Sandstorm. You kind of have a point in everything. You can always shove the lane in, have a pretty peaceful lane. And if they want to commit onto him, they have to commit into a Sandstorm, into a stun, the Grimstroke can press Inkswell and turn around. So at this point for Pure, his best bet is going to just be denying Collapse farm wherever he can, but not really as much as pushing Collapse out of the full lane.
And do you think, are we going to continue to see more and more offlaners go for this route where you're picking this offlaner to buy the Vanguard Halberd build up?
Yeah, the Vanguard's been looking really good into Halberd. I like it a lot, especially versus these range carries, such as the Gyrocopter. It completely shuts him down. You press a Halberd on him when he has the Flak Cannon, and that gives you like half the fight to just 0 impact on Gyro. Especially if you time it with the overcharge, it's just a really big impact item. It makes you really tanky. I think it also makes the Vanguard stronger. It's just overall very cheap of an item. It's concerning because there was definitely that meta of Vanguard Rush offlaners that felt a bit hard to deal with, just because the offlaners would get Vanguard and nothing you could do could kick them out. I think Vanguard's been nerfed since then as like an individual item, so it's probably not as strong, but it's still definitely good.
Collapse. And he's got backup on the way, so he's sort of baiting these two into some action, and here's the backup. Miposhka and Rue turn up. They're going to try and run down Pure with a blood grenade. The Inkswell not quite able to stay in range, and now Pure's able to turn. Collapse can have a missile heading his way. Pure underneath the tower will end up dying. Collapse will survive as Team Spirit, they look to be able to get Kataomi as well. The final few right clicks, not enough. The Kataomi will live, but they got what they came for, taking down Pure. As Collapse perfectly baits the two of them in.
Yeah, very fortunate. So they have a sentry on this high ground next to the Watcher, and there was actually it gave Collapse enough time to kill the sentry. I think if he didn't kill that sentry, the fight's a bit different. He's not able to kind of man up to Pure and survive. I don't know, Kataomi. Does he tick out to the shadow? No.
It's going to be close, actually.
It's okay. Last tick.
Was just enough.
That was the last tick. Miposhka can also probably TP out of it with the Ravage.
Bottom lane, BetBoom, they're not going to find Radana. I mean, Radan's coming in with the Jukes. Same time up top, Pure. He's looking to chase down Miposhka, who's also looking to juke him. And Miposhka will get eventually found. And at the same time, Radan, he's still on the retreat. He's going to be able to get the Shrine of Wisdom. He's not going to be able to get the TP out, though. Rage is now there. Look to deny to neutrals, and he gets it. All right, there you go.
Okay.
Gets the Shrine of Wisdom.
Super big one.
Denies himself to neutrals.
That is so unfortunate for BetBoom team. It's a bit sad because he did TP. So now his TP's cooldown, he can't get to the lane super quickly. But I think that's double wisdoms for Team Spirit, which, again, it's the same as last patch. I think they're the same XP values, and getting the double wisdom stolen at 7 minutes hurts just the progression of the game so much, especially for, I would say, the Kataomi, because Wisp generally just sticks to your carry, so his XP's a bit low. Just because he's constantly sapping XP from your carry, it also means your carry's XP is low. So every bit of experience that kind of gets taken away from the team hurts a lot. Compared to Miposhka, Warlock has it's the facet where you get this like Black Grimoire, gives you bonus XP. He'll get ult super quickly whenever he wants it, and there might just be this big fight around 9-10 minutes, maybe for the power rune, that the level 6 supports are going to come out for Team Spirit, and BetBoom team is not going to be able to contest it.
We're going to see Collapse. But move on with these stacks, get the money for the Vanguard. We'll see down bottom, save. Trying to get the opening. Mirror will get the grab on towards him. It's enough.
No deny.
A very nice move there from BetBoom to take Radan out of the game once more. Slow down his farm. But indeed, yeah, on the other side of the map, Collapse, he cleared up these stacks that Rue had prepared for him. And that is, of course, that very fast Halberd timing here online at 8 minutes.
Yep.
Bottom. The setup slow onto Mirror, but he's able to charge away. GPK comes in with the Rolling Thunder, taking, of course, still a lot of damage from Lal. He'll have to roll away from this. BetBoom, they don't want to fight. They want to get out. Save. He's out with the TP just in time. So good disengage there from BetBoom as Team Spirit turned up with the majority of them.
I was so confused for a second where when Yatoro just first got caught. Because the Ancients, it's still such an interesting position where the Ancients are near the safe lane that not everyone is kind of used to this whole area of the map. There's also the river that gives you movement speed, so it's this entire thing. There's also the Prowlers. So Prowlers are back.
Yeah, you got to watch out for those.
You can't farm those as a lifesteal easily compared to any other Ancient pretty much. I think the Spellcasters farm it pretty fast because they have low magic resistance. So like Storm Carry would be happy. It should be fine. So the other big thing with Grim's Choke got changed to so much damage.
I mean, look at it. Safe steps close. It just immediately gets destroyed by Lyle. They've got the cooldown coming in. Is it going to connect onto Lyle? Not quite. Missile heading his way, but Lyle's already back under the safety of his tower. Support's here to back him up.
There's so much damage from the Edict. I honestly, I like the change a lot with that facet. That it gives Leshrac even more fighting damage, even more power, and it nerfs the ability to push towers.
Let's see what they can do it.
Look at this halberd.
They've gone with the dust. Pure's at the ready.
He's so tanky, though.
To try and bring him down, but indeed it's going to take a lot. They'll bring in Mira, and with the 4 of them, the job will be successful. Takes a lot, but they do get collapsed down. They needed to. Collapse, as you can see on the net worth, I was having a completely free time on this top lane.
Yeah, I think they had to bring Primal Beast there. It feels like he doesn't take any physical damage with the halberd. It's 60% chance to block 60 damage. That's so much. Wow. Also something interesting. So Pyrrhic still goes for the drums. So drums got changed in the last patch. It doesn't use charges anymore. It's kind of like Boots of Bearing, that it all has is a cooldown. And so the gyro meme used to be you disassemble it constantly for infinite charges. But now I guess you don't need to do that anymore. So I think maybe it's just like, it's good with IO. Because you're always with one other person. I think the movement speed kind of stacks in a very positive way between the gyro and the IO. Because you move faster, then you get a buff which moves both of you faster. So it's interesting.
I mean, it's still nice, right, for disassembling into S and Y.
Yes. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So in terms of like efficiency, going for this over like instead of like the Falcon Blade, you're being more efficient with the gold.
Yeah.
I
love theory crafting the gyro in
because not a lot of gyros do this. I think it's Pure. Maybe Duracho's the other gyro that does this.
Yeah. It might get Radon. Ooh, let's go.
Because you lose very little, right? Because the Belt of Strength from the drums goes into the S and Y. The Band of Elven Skin from your treads goes into the S and Y.
Yep.
And then the Robe of the Magi from your drums goes back into your treads.
Yeah, and you just rebuild the treads.
Yeah.
I don't know. I love doing all the theory crafting with the gyro, and every single carry player I've talked to was like, oh, that's too much work to plan out. You can plan out an entire item build that just like disassembles and you recreate all these new items, and yeah, it's hard to find people that are willing to put in that much effort into an item build.
Well, they're going to get the catch here onto Poro Katsomi. No save for him. The eye will fall.
Tanks the gang. Pure's able to push out the wave, get out as well. Realistically, that's kind of the best case scenario for BetBoom team, just for their IO to tank the gank. And so, it's okay. Pretty close game so far. I would say both top laners are doing super good for themselves between Pure and Collapse. Collapse is going back for a Blink Dagger. And I think the Blink Daggers are go timing. I don't think BetBoom team has a solution for this amount of damage. You see every single fight Collapse goes in, insane damage. Laurel goes in, insane damage. So you combine it, you have a Fatal Bonds from the Poshka.
Yep.
I think GPK will die during a roll. If he tries to roll into the Leshrac and the sinking,
just so much damage being pumped out around the heroes. Yeah, it's not going to be a clean cut for him to enter into the fight.
It's hard for BetBoom team to take a good fight right now.
Yeah. And
this jump bot is actually really scary. Maposha's already set up behind him with the Chaotic Offering.
I mean, are they going to try?
This is a bait.
Yeah, I mean, see Mira hold off on the charge. He's like, yeah, we don't really want to be doing this. I mean, it's still...
Collapse is here too.
Yeah, backup comes in. Look at the Rolling Thunder over towards Maposhka. He's not able to lay down the golem, but he doesn't even need to. I mean, you felt how much they sort of doubted themselves with that move.
Yeah.
They should have doubted themselves a bit more because it's ended up costing Mira his life.
Yeah, I think they maybe got a glimpse of the Warlock when he was charging in. Oh, wait, did he?
Katsomi, he tried to go for the relocate to steal the Shrine of Wisdom. Not as easy as it was in the past.
It's harder now.
We could just go grab it. You got to sit there for a little bit this time in the new patch. And yeah, doesn't get away with it as they're ready to punish him.
I like the change still. I think after watching these games, it feels better that it's not as cheesy.
Yeah, I like it. I like it.
I know Soxa said he wasn't a fan of it.
He wasn't, but then again, Saxa was the guy that was playing the bounties, sitting there grabbing it in the old patch. You know, the clock. You know, for Saxa's sort of style of stealing the wisdoms, of course he's not going to like it.
But Don's still alive?
He is. He survives through the initial burst. Miro will finish him off with the ultimate.
Look at this Fatal Bonds damage.
Save. He should die. Collapse is going to be able to find him in the corner. I mean, this is the problem, right? They can kill the Lifestealer, but still taking the fight afterwards is not easy. GPK jumps in with the swashbuckle. He's caught by the silence, the stun.
That was aggressive.
They've got the soulbind under the both of them. He gets the shield crash off, but it doesn't matter. He still dies. I mean, they signed themselves up for that, BetBoom.
60 health.
GPK, he just wanted to go in. Completely didn't respect the fact that Spirit still had the means to control him.
Yeah, and that was the Fatal Bonds with Grimstruggle. The Soul Bind, it was double applications of Fatal Bonds on all of them, and look at the amount of damage. So at the start of the fight, Radon just barely survives, so he gets a good damage out. So this is the first Fatal Bonds. So it does a good amount of damage between all these cores, and then I think GPK goes in, gets
he
Fatal
does,
Bonds.
At this point, right, they're clear. Miro and Pure are very low, but GPK, he wants in.
Yep. And then so there's gonna be a Soul Bind right now into another Fatal Bonds, and look how much damage is getting applied to everyone. Kataomi has 2 stacks on him. I don't think Miro even took a single point of like his own damage. He just purely died to random AoE and Fatal Bonds. And that's just the damage, right, of Spirit that we talked about, that all 5 of their heroes provide a very high amount of damage to team fights.
Oh, 5k lead now for Spirit.
I think...
They're going to make the jump here. I mean, look at the damage coming. This was the concern, right? When we looked at the drafts, I felt this 15-minute onwards, the damage, the team fight, just the amount the Spirit can do, it's going to be tough for BetBoom to survive through and get to the point of the game where this Gyro can carry.
Yeah, I think
it's going to be tough.
It almost feels like they should get a pipe on BetBoom team, just because there's so much damage from Spirit that's magic. But then on the other side, you don't want... Who do you want to buy a pipe? It has to be a core because the supports will take too long. So you're telling Miro to buy a pipe, but then he can't play the fights without a BKB. So it's just this really awkward position of, do you want Miro to actually be able to have impact in the fights? Or do you want to buy a pipe?
I'm going to try and fight this.
Soulbound.
Soulbound's going to put a stop to their initiation. Collapse. Doesn't want to quite go in onto them under the tier 2s. They'll head back and actually find safe instead. Lal has been caught in the Serpent Ward. So BetBoom, they'll be able to find one. Should have a good chance of getting Ru as well. So this time Spirit a little too far in behind the tier 1.
He's looking for Collapse.
They do get punished. Collapse out into the trees with the TP. He'll escape. A BetBoom finding a bit of something and maybe start to try and take over this bottom half of the map now.
Yep. It's definitely... So, in terms of BetBoom team, they still have good damage. I think it's more... Spirit has to overcommit, I believe, for BetBoom team to win the fight. Like they smoke, they kind of press some spells, but they're in this really awkward position between the towers. And that's when BetBoom team kind of surrounds and can click all their buttons. Whereas I feel like Spirit, if they just walk in, 5 heroes on the same page, they'll win the fight. It just is... It's simpler for Spirit as of now in the game.
Collapse. It's the opening burrow strike.
There's no roll.
A little too far for the rest of the team to catch up to Collapse. So GPK is going to get the freedom to walk. I mean, they're still looking to push on here, Team Spirit, so BetBoom have to be careful whilst Collapse is on the hunt for them. Yeah, BetBoom not going to get caught this time. Yep. Radon, next fight, the Radiance is online, so more damage that the 5-man Team Spirit's going to be kicking out.
Yeah, and even honestly, that last fight around the Tormentor, it kind of showed Radon was actually fairly tanky. They used everything on him. He got the rage. He lived for another like 4 or 5 seconds, and that was without the infest. So now maybe you take this fight again. When he gets that rage off, gets that little extra time to fight, and he presses infest on his team, he will also knock her down in the fight, and that guy infest will also knock her down. So it's a bit concerning for BetBoom team in terms of just their damage. I feel it's a bit lackluster, and it's definitely based on these BKBs. Miro needs a BKB. Pure needs a BKB, and I think until then they should try to dodge Team Spirit the best they can.
Collapse. He's in. Finds Kataomi. They get the quick jump. Is he able to tether away in time? He's going to try. The Embrace is upon him. They'll take it off. Radon's moving in. The Radiance burn bringing Kataomi slowly down.
Oh no, now Pure.
Now Lal, he's got the setup on a Pure as well. They move over towards the gyro. Is there any backup for Pure? There isn't. Save tries to come across, but he's also ending up getting caught by the Burrow Striker collapse. They kill off all three. As Radahn gets involved, gets the double kill as he arrives with the Radiance.
He was trying to save his friend. he stays with the tether, then turns around to hit the bug to make sure he doesn't pop. I think here, you gotta let Kataomi die as Pure. You see, he keeps kind of like sticking around as best he can, and at that point, he just barely gets caught from the Atos, and then now Save's like, oh no, my carry's dying. I gotta help him, guys. And Save's now in a bad position. You can't really kind of chain die like this over and over when you're playing for a BKB timing. You need to just kind of stop the bleeding. It's okay if your supports die, like Kataomi. It's an okay sacrifice for him to die for Gyro to get the farm, but when the Drow's dying for it, when the Save is dying for it, then also Save's not getting his Aether lands, he's not getting these stuns out. And I would say the cores aren't even getting too much space like the other ones between Miro and GPK. Good news though, they're about to hit, I think, a really big timing between all three cores. So about 1,000 gold for all three cores to hit their big timings, which is BKB on Gyro, BKB on the Primal Beast, and also Ags on the Pango. And Pango was lucky enough to get a Brigand's Blade. So if there's a good time for them to fight, it's going to be soon. There's also no Aegis yet on Team Spirit. They just are constantly looking for jumps on the waves. I think if they're able to bait a hero, maybe Gyrocopter with an IO to save him, and he needs a BKB for that too. But if they can bait these fights in and then allow the other two cores to do the damage on the fight, that's what BetBoom team needs to win. It is still a bit away though. It's still about 300 gold each for their items. They'll just give up this tower.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Just avoiding them for now here, BetBoom. As you say, whilst they get this next set of items online. I mean, once that's there, are they then going to actively look for action, or are they just going to be happy to continue farming and just feel that they're better prepared for action?
I think they should look for it passively, which basically means instead of being all split up, they should be grouped up, try to kind of set traps. Maybe hold high grounds, push waves together, plan rewards. They shouldn't be... I don't think they should be in the position where they're like smoking and, you know, we're going to run at you guys and take any fight that you give us. It's more of change their mentality from now. Right now they're in this like little fish mentality where they're like, we're going to split up, push out the lanes, try not to die, do this thing, and now they can be kind of a bigger fish. No, they're still scared of a shark or something, but they're strong enough that they can fight them if they take it in the right way. Now, you know those actual team comps used? Those little fish mode and big fish? Yeah. Little fish is when you split up, and big fish is when you fight them.
I mean, I guess it makes sense to have kind of like very shortened down ways of expressing what sort of moves you need to be doing as a team.
Yeah, a lot of...
Clears the comms.
A lot of teams I've been on have kind of...
Collapse.
Here's the bait with the BKB.
Okay. They're not going to fall for it. No BKB's pressed yet. Lal. Gonna get the opening with the root, but now save. Turns with the Hex.
It's a bit awkward.
I mean, GPK wants to get in. Miro stepped up. He's just getting focused, and Miro's just dead. He barely gets the chance to get the BKB off, and it's just too late. He's dead. Pure's going to try and stand his ground over the BKB and fight back, but Pure, he has to TP out with the rest of the BKB. They killed the two supports, the Spirit, but Spirit, they are going to end up getting, by the looks of it, the three of them, two of them being the cause. GPK trying to fight back, but he cannot withstand the amount that Lal is pumping out. I mean, they attempted to go for it with these BKBs, but Miro just gets caught and only gets to press the BKB in his last moments.
Yeah, I think if he was able to get his BKB off at the start of the fight, like before all those stuns, maybe he ults Radahn, I think BetBoom team actually wins that fight.
I think they might have. You know, Pure was doing good damage.
GPK kills both the supports in the back. There was no Golem, there was no Soulbind either. It definitely, this Brigand's Blade Pango makes him come back a bit to just finish these heroes, and now it looks like it's just going to be a Roshan for Team Spirit.
Yeah, it's super hard for BetBoom team to do anything about that, especially with the BKBs now on cooldown. They're going to have to let this one go to Spirit.
They'll give it up.
Spirit.
A lot of teams, I think, that I've been on, and probably a couple teams, your comms kind of develop through the team that you have kind of code words, I guess, for things. So stuff we would do is we would have names for smokes. Or so if we
in terms of like the direction or like what the goal of the smoke is.
Just kind of like a whole concept of a smoke. It would either be we would watch a team do a smoke consistently, and we would call it like let's do the team liquid smoke.
Ah, yeah.
There was always I think it was liquid, and they would always smoke for the 14-minute XP rune. At some time, we were watching the replays. We were like, guys, we're doing the liquid smoke. Or there was the RTZ smoke, which was you would smoke and try to catch the carry outside the tier 3, because I think RTZ would often smoke like that. So I think it's just a good thing to fix the comms, and you kind of, when everyone's on the same page with what something means, it's just like a fun thing too, because when you kind of say something funny a bit, everyone knows exactly what you're talking about. It's kind of like a meme, and it's really easy to remember those.
What's Save's plan here?
Chilling.
Oh, there we go.
Better plan than GPK.
He's off. Tumblr's toy will do it. It's looking rough.
It's looking a bit rough.
It's looking rough. There's still a bit of a chance and hope for BetBoom team around the fact they have Pure in the top spot, Gyro IO.
Yep.
And it's closer and closer to being to the point where it's going to be looking towards, can he get his Ags, can he get the Satanic, can he get the Rapier, then can he carry the game? But that's a lot of cans.
Yeah, and I want to say a bit of this catch on GPK is kind of going to what I was saying about BetBoom yesterday, that they're not really respecting the Tormentors. So he's farming bot this Ancient next to Tormentor at 25 minutes.
Collapse trying to get the blind catch there onto Miro. Miro goes
You
for
can
the
just
TP
BKB
out.
TP. He didn't BKB.
He didn't respect the fact they probably had the visual. Put the BKB now. He is threatening Lar, but Lar has the Aegis. He'll get through. But can he get out?
He shouldn't be able to get out.
Stun catches him. And indeed, they will get him. But
that's still really good.
Yeah, it takes the Aegis away from the pretty early in the Aegis' lifetime.
And he gets Rue. So
he takes that.
I mean, you definitely take that.
He takes that.
I mean, I think probably in his head it's better that he BKB TPs there and just gets out fully. But wow.
Yeah, now you don't have to worry about the Aegis push. And what's that going to do? That's going to give you more time for your Gyro to keep on hitting the creeps. Keep on trying his best to stay ahead here, Pure. As the Aghanims now on top of the BKB, Dragonlance, Drums, Chrysalis.
Pure's, I think he needs the full Daedalus. Even maybe an MKB. I guess Halberd doesn't give you mischance anymore. Yeah, it doesn't. So it would just be an MKB for the Lifestealer Radiance. So maybe he doesn't need it as much. Yeah, I think he should just go even Daedalus Scotty.
Daedalus sounds good.
Yeah.
Scotty, I don't know. I feel like Scotty can be a bait quite a lot of the times.
Yeah.
I feel like if you get Scotty, then you're going to regret like not going like Satanic into
more
Rapier.
damage or something. Sure. I'm just trying to think. He definitely needs damage.
He does, yeah. Daedalus, I think, is a must buy.
Just Daedalus Rapier.
I think Pure will get Daedalus.
Just
Daedalus Rapier, I mean, sure, go for it.
He's not going to survive anyway.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
I like the Gleipnir Lush a lot, actually. After watching it a few games.
Miro. This time, BKB immediately makes the jump in over towards Collapse. They get the grab, they're able to kill him. A clean entrance into the fight there from BetBoom, and now they can look to turn it in for more as they go to Rue.
Okay.
I mean, this is what they got to do. You know, Miro is not holding back this time. Anytime he sees the chance to go, he's popping that BKB first before going in.
Yeah, I definitely think, again, they have the damage the second team starts to split. I think in a strict 5 heroes versus 5 heroes all on the same screen, it's really easy for Team Spirit to execute, but, you know, they still have Shadow Shaman for catch, they have Primal Beast ult for catch. I think Pango ult is super good at these kind of scrappy engagements where they're kind of all split and they're, you know, everyone's looking on their own and like what their impact can be. I think Pango excels in those fights, so even down at, what, 11,000 gold just about, I think BetBoom team is still pretty much fine to take these fights.
And we're going to see Pure stick with kind of the basics, go for that S&Y, still really wants to have that as part of his kit. I mean, just goes to show how strong S&Y still is.
Oh, he's doing the super disassemble.
What's the super disassemble?
He's disassembling...
Oh, the Dragonlance.
Dragonlance, yeah.
Yes,
and then,
yes, there we go.
And then also
the drums.
Okay.
Yep. Oh, and
he's cooking.
Also going to be able to disassemble those treads.
Yep. Okay.
Get that Band of Elven skin. Wait.
Okay, no.
There we go. There's the treads. Get the Band of Elven skin picked up. Has he got the Yasha? He hasn't got the Yasha recipe. He didn't order the Asher recipe.
No,
right?
he did.
Oh,
It's on the floor.
He did. Okay, we're good.
Okay, and then now he's going to
Put
rebuild
the boots
treads.
back together.
Which ones do you want to... Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, ooh.
Oh, yeah, that's true, because he's got the Belt of Strength also from the Dragonlance. So he had a spare Belt of Strength, uses that. So now he's got a spare Robe of Magic. I know Boss, he's got the item slot. Might as well keep it. But that was some top-tier crafting there from Pure.
Wouldn't
Very
it have been, you know, actually, wouldn't it have been better if he built the robe into his treads and then kept the Belt of Strength?
Oh, because you're saying you'd rather have the additional strength rather than the additional int. That is fair. Well, there we go.
I give it like
9 out of 10. Better luck next time, Pure.
8.5, 9. Or even the Windlays. Because he sold the Windlays from drums.
You would rather keep the Windlace in that slot and then sell the Belt of Strength. Yeah, that's true. Okay. There's room for improvement.
Yep.
Room for
I like
9 out of 10.
I actually like it though. I think stuff like that is so cool, and it's definitely what Valve wanted with this innate.
Well, and I said that's the thing is, there's a lot of carry gyros that don't do this. They still go like the Falcon Blade, and they don't do the drums into this kind of rebuild kind of stuff, especially with the Dragonlance added into it. It makes a lot of sense. It's good stuff. It's great efficiency, and it's keeping him 2k ahead here still of Radahn's Lifestealer with these little moves.
And he gets a full Sanjin Yasha.
Yep.
He went from he just finished the Chrysalis. He's kind of going towards the Daedalus maybe, and then just bam, 4,000 gold.
Yep, still
in inventory.
Well on the way to his next time, which Satanic. You get Satanic, you get Daedalus, and then you start considering if it's Rapier territory.
I honestly think as of now he doesn't even need the Rapier.
You think Daedalus should be enough?
I think a Daedalus Satanic is probably enough. Again, it's all about surviving this initial wave of damage.
Yep.
If you survive, especially the Rage, I would say if you survive this Rage duration, it feels a lot better. Also, the worry about a Rapier is so there's Halberd on the Sand King. There's also an oh wait, he just wasted Infest.
He just jumped in and out.
That's actually really bad. No Infest for 50 seconds.
Okay, they're still going to look to take the fight though. It's a great stun here with a Burrow Strike. Pure, he's getting completely focused. He's dead. Miro tries to stand his ground here with the ultimate, but he's gone as well. As BetBoom team, I mean, they've used the buyback here on Kataomi, but I don't think there's anything for him to turn up towards. GPK's trying to find Lal. He's got the roll-up GPK. Lal into the tree lines. Lal will die, but GPK is not going to get out for this. They lose him as well, effectively losing 4 there on BetBoom team. 3 of them being all 3 of BetBoom team's cores.
They did not survive the initial wave of damage.
And Radahn didn't need the Infest after all. You know, that's why he blew it before the fight. It's like, you know what, I don't need this. In I go, out I go. Now let's take a team fight.
Could it have been something with Ags? Like he got Ags delivered when he infested and kind of messed up the Infest? It shouldn't.
Wait, what do you mean? Because what was he trying to do?
Like he infested and then the Ags delivered to like push him out of the hero.
Oh, maybe get a replay. Can we get a replay of the Ags delivering? It would be funny if that does that when you get the Ags assembled whilst you're infested. But
or is a misclick? Yeah. Radahn would never misclick though.
No,
not
that's
my
the thing,
Radahn.
right? Didn't matter. Easy fight still for Radahn. And out they go. They'll back off now with the respawns coming in. More than happy with the amount they've managed to push this game more so in their advantage. And Radahn scored up completely to the level of farm that Pure's been gaining on the Gyrocopter.
Which feels bad. Gyrocopter always wants to be ahead, kind of just stomping the other carry in terms of, especially with the IO. It's like, you think these 2 heroes combine and they're not able to do their job to some extent, which is just more so, I would say, for all of Team Spirit, is doing a really good job at just constantly killing BetBoom team and using the, I would say, like, to map to their advantage. It feels like they always know where BetBoom team is, at least one hero, and they're always killing that one hero or starting good fights. They had that one kind of misplay around bot where they kind of dove and Miro got a good jump, but I say besides that, Team Spirit's been playing a lot cleaner than BetBoom.
I've got a really dumb question to ask, but I feel like I'm allowed to ask dumb questions for the new patch. So why again has Collapse now longer no got the Halberd and he's gone back to Vanguard? Is that a dumb question?
No.
No? I guess he wants the Crimson, sure. But he's not queuing up the Crimson. Unless is it on a dead courier or something? Or has he got it on the courier?
No, his courier's alive.
What is this tech gonna? Figure it out. Figure out the tech.
Why? I don't know. Like, I didn't even know you could disassemble Howard. That's so...
Figure out the tech. Somebody in Twitch chat is screaming at us right now. They're like,
no,
you idiots. This is why he did this.
It's 900 gold, so at most he's making 450 gold back from like selling all the components.
Sure, so maybe he did it because he needed money in the moment to get like one of these other item pickups
or something. Yeah, but then just rebuy it. It's 900 gold. It's a good halberd game versus gyrocopter.
I don't, maybe his halberd was broken. He's like, you know what, I don't want this anymore.
Dire's bottom tower is under
Well, we'll figure it out.
Maybe it was misclick. Maybe he just sold the whole halberd and then felt embarrassed and just rebought only the Vanguard.
Anyway, collapse.
He misses the stun.
He's in. He's going to get caught with the Hex and mirrors in with a grab. They'll drop the soul binding onto the two of them. Already stepping with his own BKB. Look at the damage here coming out from Lal.
There's a Satanic for Pure.
As Miro, he's going to try and charge away in the last moment. Will get out, but in the midst of the fight,
so
Pure
much
and
damage.
Kataomi just can't stand toe-to-toe here with Radan. Radan's just full HP, cleaning them up. Looks over towards GPK. As GPK opts for the TP out, is there any cancel? There is. The Glyphony is there. Another fight taken here for Spirit. As, yeah, Radan, he just goes untouched. He's just full HP throughout the entire fight.
Yeah, it feels so hard to take him down. He has 4,000 health, just kind of casually. And 640 health from Feast as well. Just all the kills he's getting. This new facet just gives him... Right now, it's giving him 55 every time he gets a kill. So, I definitely think he's in his unkillable territory, and that, you know, that not needing a rapier for Gyro that was about 4 or 5 minutes ago, he might need it.
I know what it is.
Okay, what is it?
Maybe he just wants to have it because he wants to disassemble the Vanguard to get the VIP booster for his Bloodstone.
Oh, no, there's... Yeah?
Dire's middle tower
Is there some efficiency means in doing that? Getting rid of that, you know?
Yeah. He could disassemble it, but why would you do it so early? Like, why would you just have
you know, it's collapsed. He was like, I'm about to get a rampage and I'll be 1,000 gold short, so let's set up the VIP booster.
Interesting.
He just, because he was buying up bits of the Bloodstone, but now he's selling them, so he's kind of second guessing actually if he even wants to go the Bloodstone. Do you think he will? Like, you still do just go for the Bloodstone at this point?
Yeah. Bloodstone's still good on tanking.
Yep.
I guess the dispel part of it doesn't matter, but just the you know, all of Bloodstone itself is very good. So Roshan. You're right. It has to be for the disassemble on Bloodstone. I think he just sold his halberd early. He could have waited. Maybe he just calculated the gold wrong, the amount that he would get back. He's smart, guys. I trust Collapse.
Oh, I do. I mean, his plays so far have been fantastic. 2, 3, and 19. Been involved. Actually, who has been involved in the most kills? Is it Collapse? It's actually... it's actually Lal. Lal, 10, 2, and 12 right now, and 22 of the 28 kills that Spirit's found.
Yeah, I think Laurel's just been putting in a lot of work.
Yep.
I think it's just... Leshrac seems to be a very solid hero. A lot of buffs he's been getting over the patch. It feels like his mana is a bit better than what it used to be. I think in the past it was you literally can't play the game until you have Bloodstone Kaya. But I think they've just kind of buffed him. People also are, I think, farming a bit more efficiently, just with with ult rather. And I genuinely really like the new Glyphony on him, paired with the innate ability that's been getting buffed.
Yep.
So he just has massive AoE on his spells. I think right now, I think he has like 450 just default radius on his Q, and stuff like that matters. Just hitting your Qs consistently in the team fights. If you buy a shard, which he hasn't yet, but if you buy a shard, it gets massive. The high ground push.
BetBoom team's got to do something soon. Radan with his AC tearing through the barracks takes out the range.
All right, so if Pure goes Daedalus, he can disassemble the Daedalus for a rapier if they win a fight. And that you sell the recipe.
Yep.
That's another.
Get the full money back for the recipe.
Basically half a rapier.
No creeps at the moment. Radan turns towards Pure. Miro tries to get the jump in, but he's a little short on the blink forward. Can't get in range for the grab onto Radan, and that's a BKB pop for that. And now they're just going to make the jump back in over towards Pure. Pure has to put the BKB. I mean, GPK stuck. Okay, he's able to jump out with a shield crash, but it's a bit awkward. He'll find his way over towards Miposhka.
His ult's almost over.
Now he's going to put the refresh and look to go again. He really wants Miposhka. Again, it's not really an angle that he can commit for. So that's the refresher or pop and nothing to be shown for it. Team Spirit, they're ready to keep going.
Yeah, Gyro BKB, Primal BKB, refresher, 2 ults on GPK. And I think... What was Clay's for Did Team Spirit click a button?
They've got everything right.
They use Soulbind.
I think there was like Rage.
Oh yeah,
okay,
Rage.
A Soulbind. Rage and a Soulbind,
Yep,
that's
Rage.
it.
I hate that
again.
17-second cooldown.
Yeah, that's a heavy cooldown. They just got to end the game. One of the tier 4s here, Spirit. They're like, BetBoom, what are you going to do? One of the tier 4s taken.
Hey guys, your base is kind of dying.
Got to do something, BetBoom.
Knock, knock. All right, they're looking for the backline.
Daedalus is delivered. Okay, let's see what they got. Stun from Lyle out onto the two of them. As that's a dead save, he'll buy back immediately. Mirror's in trouble. BKB, of course, still on cooldown. He's gone. He'll have to buy back immediately. GPK's got to look for Miposhka, but they can't kill Miposhka. He's back up to pretty much full HP. Mirror's in with the grab onto Radar, but it's immediately put to a stop by the Hex out onto the boat for them. Spirit, they can just look to continue to clean this one up and close up this game. Triple kill for Miposhka. That's what you get for trying to kill him.
Yeah, they don't even kill him in the end. I think Team Spirit just played better than them this game. I don't think BetBoom team really made that many mistakes. You could argue no.
Draft, and then indeed on Team Spirit's side, we're going to get to see what Radan can do with the Troll.
Moonshards?
I hope so. I want to see that crazy attack speed. Of course, while they're here with a bad influence, you now get no attack speed limit during the Battle Trance. We'll see if that, like in a normal game, do you feel that on the Troll? Like, are you breaking this, breaking this limit when you're Battle Trancing with a few items?
A bit, definitely, because so the ult also increases the max stacks of your Battle Trance.
Yep.
So you in a normal game, you're still going to get a bit of extra attack speed than you would last match. You're not going to get the 2,000 attack speed you possibly can get, but
Team Spirit,
he's dead.
It's going to be a first blood here for Lal. Oh no, for Rue. Was that the blood grenade damage getting that last hit?
Yeah, he sticked to survive the Laurel last hit.
Yeah, they did try here. They tried to give it a lull, but yeah, Rue won't be too upset with that. They're like, all right, well, I guess I'll take that first blood bounty. Now let's have a look. And this mid lane, of course, I'm going to talk about. Again, GPK bringing in the Void Spirit. We didn't see this here a lot last patch.
Yeah, I think, and for a decently good reason. I think his damage, his farming speed, I guess, to put it the best way, is pretty bad. His spells don't really do that much damage to creeps. They've been constantly nerfed. And so it's all about his killing power, which I think the patch slightly buffed him with the new Remnant damage. And people were backseeing Remnant a lot. It just doesn't feel that good. Also, Universal Heroes did get nerfed, and he's a Universal Hero. So just like overall, his damage is going to be worse than last patch. And it was already struggling a bit.
We'll see how well he does in the lane. I mean, how should the matchup be? How has this matchup been in the past when it comes to just hitting the creeps between Void Spirit and Quap?
Slightly Quap favorite. I think he got a 3 damage level 1 on Void Spirit-ish. So like level 1, level 2 should be Void Spirit. Also with Laurel getting Dagger level 1, that definitely puts the advantage into GPK's hand. But again, I think this lane should be fairly even, unless anything crazy happens. I'm just interested to see what GPK does. I think there's definitely an argument that the old Void Spirit that he was an intelligence hero is just better, because you could go Witchblade was good damage for you, or you could go Kaya, stuff like that. And now it does feel like you're still kind of forced into this right click build. It's just strictly worse than it was in the past. Top though, I like BetBoom's draft for top. They have the Darkseer, Marcy. Marcy's really cool. I like her new facets. She has the one where basically when she jumps on an ally, she has a choice to bring them with her.
No, this one's super good.
It's super
This is
cool.
the most fun.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Also, they're all melee cores, so she can't do the OD pixel and kind of grief your ranged carries by jumping them into the fight.
Hey, come on, it was a Luna with a moon shield. I'm sure Fear wasn't too upset when I threw him into the middle of the fight.
Maybe your Discord was muted.
Yeah. But no, you're right. This game, most of the heroes will be pretty happy to go in. Yeah. Apart from the Wyvern. Katomi's going to be like, whatever you do not rebound me.
It's definitely a very good facet just for chasing, even in the laning stage, just going in. And Darkseer as well, surprisingly, insanely high win rate. I believe so. He was a Universal Hero. He got changed to Intelligence. And then also, I think that was the biggest change, if I'm not mistaken. The Innate got changed a bit as well.
Yep.
But also, it probably has to do with the Vanguard.
Yeah, the items, right?
The new Halberd feels really good. It used to be a mech rush most of the time that they would go, or a pipe. I think Vanguard just is cheaper than both of those and feels better for like the individual. You would get mech and it wouldn't let you be tanky, and you'd get pipe and it just was so expensive.
Who has to leave first? Katomi or Rue? Okay, it's going to be Katomi. He's got Pure coming in to help out. Sentry down. They'll make sure that they get the Lotus. They might even get the chance for the kill.
He's just out of sentry range.
He is just out of range.
W.
Always going to live. And now Katomi, he's in trouble. Okay. Collapse pulls themselves in with the Celestial Hammer and the Starbreaker, and he'll actually be the one to get the kill. Same time, though, Troll goes down.
Yep. So that's actually funny that there's no true sight on the objectives. I wonder if that's... So they just wanted him with double ion shells.
This is the strength of that lane that you talked about, right? The fact that these two, they can go for these sort of plays.
Yeah. It's also really nice with the jump, right? So you don't have to go search on Darkseer because you basically get thrown in there onto the enemy carry with double ion shells. And then when the troll starts running away, you pull him back. And then when he starts running away again, you vacuum him in.
That's true.
They're basically just on him for like 7-8 seconds straight. And there's nothing that Miposhka can do to protect him. Oh, just like this.
Yep. And they go again.
There's the first pullback. Vacuum. No vacuum for 5. So just a harass.
And back down bottom. Collapse. Got pretty low, but he is now okay under the tower.
I think they might look to go again top. They're pinging. They want to see when the creeps.
Yeah, Radan's got to be careful. Bottom lane, Collapse. Gonna pull himself in. Turns with the Starbreaker, in fact, over towards Pure, which does mean the Katomi's actually going to be okay this time. And now can turn, poking back. They won't have enough to bring down Rue and return, but yeah, either side could lose heroes on this bottom lane. Collapse stepping in again. Trying to get Kataomi. Starbreaker not quite reaching in for him.
He's a bit deep.
And same time up top, we're seeing Radan in trouble. And this time, with the Iron Shells, he's trying his best to survive under the tower, but the Iron Shell's too strong. They bring the Troll down once more. Back down bottom. Splinter Blast on towards Collapse. Pure, good dodge to the side. Avoids the Hammer and the Starbreaker. Katomi does get caught, though. Pure runs forward and will manage to find the trade, taking out Collapse. At the end of it all, Pure is still going to be very happy with the outcome of this trade down bottom, whereas obviously Radan up top, struggling that little bit more in the carry position because of the fact that BetBoom are able to kill the Troll.
Yeah, I think this Darkseer Marcelian is definitely really scary. Troll is usually, I would say, a very good hero versus Darkseer, especially in the laning stage. And just throughout the game, you can go Ags, you can dispel all his buttons, but I think this new Darkseer is looking to be really strong as well. Even the innate, giving him a little more health, a little more mana to keep doing these dives.
We're going to make a go for Katomi again.
Yeah. He is nothing.
Trying to keep Rue and Collapse off him. We'll get one more Splinter Blast off Katomi, but he's dead once more. Has to be careful in this lane. A couple of times now, Collapse has just easily found the angle to close the gap on him with the hammer. And Katomi can't survive through it.
Yeah, these lanes are pretty intense. Both the off lanes are, I would say, going fairly well. Pure is happy, though, for the record. He's 1-0. Hasn't really been contested too much. So his game is fine. Just Collapse's game is even better. I would say he's about to hit level 6 soon, maybe after 1.5 more waves. And they can look to make plays. You know, maybe they force out some jumps. I think even if there's a dive on top and Collapse's ult, he's going to look to rotate.
Yeah, Lal's going to come in and shut them down here. They try for the aggressive move again, but Lal is able to get one of them. They haven't got any TP cancel for Miro, so he'll get away. Same time down bottom, they're able to get Collapse with the rotation of GPK. So both mids make a move. When GPK is going to see if he can get here, it is Rue. So he was able to force Who off first.
All right, so it's literally impossible for GPK to get it.
Because Rue's just going to sit here invis.
Yes.
He's got a bit of AoE damage, of course, GPK.
I think if he W's again, Rue might just take it.
No, it's not. Is it long enough that he's off the map? He's trying to hit him blindly. Okay, now they've got the sentry. They've got the backup. Pure and Save head over to
Collapse is here.
They'll be able to take down Rue. Can they take down Collapse? Collapse has got Miposhka by his side.
This is awkward.
Collapse.
Oh, he got cancelled.
Immediately, the ult gets cancelled straight away. And now Collapse has to run. Pure's going to try and chase. Dagger in to stimulate from GPK. They get the kill as well. Radan will clean up Save by the looks of it. Save tries to deny to neutrals, won't be able to get the aggro. The rest of BetBoom, they don't want to try and fight Radan.
Pure is no TP.
Oh, Radan, he knows where he is. He's going to be able to find him in the trees. Turns up, picks himself up a double kill.
Okay, there's no way you watch this and then you look me in the eyes and say, the XP rune change is bad. Like, this was so good. This is so much more fun than the old experience. In the old one,
someone just picks it up and that's it.
He goes invis, he clicks it.
But this whole sort of battle for this area does definitely add this extra element of fun.
Maybe should have just ulted instead of kind of committing in first. Like if he presses ult here and gets it off to help Rue, I think it goes a lot better for them. Because he goes down, they lose 2. At least Radon TPs and kind of saves the day. I don't even know who wins that trade.
Oh, mid lol. He's gonna get jumped.
Okay.
GPK with the gap close of his astral steps.
A really aggressive game.
Yeah, close start though. 7-7.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Less than 1k goal between them.
I think in these kind of scrappy games, it will eventually favor Spirit with the bounty. As of now, probably BetBoom team, just because Darkseer is really good at these fights in the early game. And again, Void Spirit doesn't farm super quickly. So the fact that GPK is able to be 4-0 and kind of get a bunch of gold from kills rather than having to farm it all is really going to help them.
Katsumi.
He has Curse.
Let's see if he wants to use it or if he just accepts his death. He's got the cold embrace.
Radon has no ult.
He's going down here. He's actually going to use the curse,
so
but not quite in range of catching Radon
no
still
ult.
though. Hey, he can't survive. So Kataomi, he got the job done there. Keeps them interested long enough for the rest of BetBoom to turn up and get these kills. He dies, Kataomi, but it's absolutely worth it as they get the both of them, one being the big old troll warlord.
That was just so deep. For a Wyvern, you don't really dive Wyvern in the safe lane just because of that like reason right there. He can save himself for what, 4 seconds with the Cold Embrace. You can get cursed for another like 2 to 4 seconds. TPs are 3 seconds long, so if the Wyvern's going to survive for 8 seconds, you know, his whole team will be there. They're going to Power Ranger TP in, save the day. And yeah, especially with, I guess Radon ult wouldn't have saved him there. He probably still goes down.
I'm sure it would have still been dead, yeah, if he had it skilled.
Yeah,
but it was just very deep.
Yeah.
And he's got to be careful, Radon, because this is not going to be an easy game, right? Because of the fact there is the Wyvern that they picked the troll into, which they didn't really care about, but also the fact that it is a game and a meta where there's offlane hero rushing a halberd. Halberd's online. There's a lot of ways to mess with Radon in these mid-game team fights, so he might just have to focus up, hit the jungle, and try and stay away from the next bit of action, because it's not going to be easy for him to casually turn up and play a part of this.
Yeah, he definitely... I think he should eventually get an Ags on the troll just to help deal with the Darkseer. Darkseer's game is going to be super good. Even like just removing slows on himself from the Wyvern and the Marcy will be really nice. Yeah, as of now, I think it's pretty hard for Team Spirit to have the damage over Iron Shells. Iron Shells are just so strong at this point in the game that like Rue literally just almost died. He went to half health by sitting next to the Void Spirit.
They got the curse. Is it going to be enough to kill off Rue with the Splinter Blast? Not quite. Kataomi will can't embrace himself. Okay, that doesn't work.
He was stunned by himself.
So they've tried to get him out of there. Well, I think if you're stunned, you do still move them. It's
so
only
was
if
it
they're
the root?
rooted.
Was he rooted by troll?
No, I think he was rooted by himself, the Cold Embrace.
Okay.
I think because I imagine that the way that spell works is it's essential kind of self-root. I guess it's classed at.
Interesting.
Because it looked like he was only Cold Embraced when he... to be fair as well, there's also a world where he didn't have rebound on alt cast. But I think he did. I think it must just be when you're Cold Embraced, you can't drag him with you.
Okay. Interesting. I don't know, actually.
You think you should...
I think he might have been rooted by troll.
You think he got rooted by troll? Maybe we see the replay. We might be able to. I don't know. It was something.
Something stopped it.
It's either, I said, maybe got rooted or, yeah, if they're Cold Embraced.
Oh, he's so low. They can fight this on Team Spirit now. GPK is too low HP, too low mana.
It's good wall from Mira, though. Rebound in over towards Lal. Lal, he's getting thrown back into the wall. Punched up as well. Lal will still get the Sonic Wave off. They get the job done, get the 2 of them, and nobody to fall on Spirit.
That was close, but those are really big kills. Getting the Darkseer, getting Laura.
Oh, here we go. We'll see.
So he gets the curse.
Did he get rooted by troll as well? Is that what it was? Oh, you're right. You're 100% right.
Rooted.
100% right. It was the troll route that stopped him from being dragged out.
Rooting caught again. Was just trying to get XP for his level 6. Isn't able to get it. That's like the only timing you need is just...
Yeah.
You really want this track. So Rue's struggling a bit. Overall, the game is very close, but I would say the game state is just favoring BetBoom team a bit more.
I think so. I mean, well, the Battle Fury is now online for Pure.
Yeah, that's...
I mean, same to be said for... Wait, Radon's got his full Battle Fury coming out right as well. So it's pretty similar timings here from the 2 of them.
Yeah.
So the 2 Battle Furies online. Difference, obviously, in terms of... I mean, again, it's close even between the mids. It's 3-1 and 2. It's just the fact that GPK's managed to get the last touch on all of his kills. It's 6-0-0 on this mid Void Spirit. Very impressive so far from him. And we did see him pop off twice yesterday.
Yeah,
on the mid.
Having a good group stage number 2 so
Yep.
far. He's still going for Echo, so I think you probably have to buy the same items that you were in the past on the Void Spirit, but it's weaker. It will scale. I think at level 30, it said he lost like 50 damage.
That's quite a lot.
Which, just based off the base stats, yeah, it's 47 damage that he's losing just to get to level 30, and then you have to include that that's with all the items as well that you're buying. So you're gonna be losing, I would say, like about 15 to 20% of your damage just based off the item stats. So maybe that makes people lean more towards Daedalus, right? Daedalus damage is gonna be the exact same, ag, spell damage, rather than just going for this tanky stats. I think we were seeing the last patch was a lot of mantas. And so probably a bit less of just the pure all stats and more focused on either raw damage or... I think people are even going like Dagon at some point. So maybe back to Dagon eventually. All right, so tracks online for Rue. Both teams kind of have everything right now. It's just a matter of finding a good fight. I also think BetBoom team, both teams are actually good on farming. I was gonna say BetBoom team's a bit happier, but even Yatoro's really happy to farm. Collapse is always gonna be farming on the opposite side of the map by himself. Laurel, Queen of Pain farms fast, so it's kind of like all 6 cores in the game farm extremely fast, and it's just about making efficient map movements, taking the objectives that you need. And this Tormentor is the biggest objective for both teams.
Indeed, 15 minutes in, both teams looking towards it. All ultimate's going to be at the ready for this.
This is going to be a 5v5.
And well, yeah, Radahn does have a skill point held. If he does wish to pop the ult. Perhaps the opening with the Starbreaker onto Miro, but Miro's pretty tanky. Who makes the move first? Vision advantage for BetBoom right now around this point.
I think BetBoom should be the ones trying to go first.
Iron Shell and amplified damage on GPK. Team Spirit, they're looking for the long wraparound.
Yeah, Team Spirit got a good wrap. They have a Warlock. They see everything with Rue right now.
And Rue's going to try and set things up. They want to get Katomi first. Jump forward from GPK. Katomi's going to survive the initial burst.
Laurel just blinks
take out
in.
Lal. He's dead immediately. Collapse brings himself over towards Katomi, but the cold embrace is out. Katomi survives through this. Now the ult comes out from Radahn. He's looking towards Miro, but Miro's able to kite him out. Stay away from Radahn. They jump in with the rebound. Pure's in with the damage. Radahn's battle trance comes to an end, and so does his life as he dies. Lal, he'll buy back for this. Collapse tries to pull himself over towards Pure, but Pure's able to jump up to the high ground to Miro. Lal, with this buyback, will be able to cut off Pure's escape and get the cleanup kill. And we get more here. They'll look towards GPK. Have to dissimulate. That was his last astral step now for 20 seconds. Further buybacks coming into play now from BetBoom. Sonic Wave, a big one from Lal. Down the middle of GPK and Miro, enough to bring GPK down. Miro should fall. They'll lose their Collapse Stormbreaker, but Lal stays alive.
There's no way he blinks it. Don't blink it, Lal.
He's only got a little, he's gonna do it. Surely you want to blink
no,
him.
you see him push.
Yeah, you've got backup. In he goes for save. I mean, this was absolutely Lal crushing the fight off the back of this buyback. Clutch play from him, a great call. Make sure the Team Spirit, they're the ones that come out on top.
What a weird fight. I think at the very start, Lyro he picked a bad angle to blink in. So he blinks in, Pure just bursts him down at the start of the fight. But I think the buyback from Laurel, if he doesn't use that buyback there, he doesn't have the gold. It's just a complete stomp for BetBoom.
Absolutely, yeah, it was a top buyback from Lal. And Team Spirit, they're going to still try and look to make something happen
15 seconds,
here.
no troll ult.
Radahn's got to be a little bit careful. Lal's going to jump over towards Katomi, but the cold embrace is out. Team
Take on a
Spirit,
heal.
can they get away with this? Oh, they can. The burst, it tears through Katomi. Jump forward for Lal. He wants to keep going. I mean, Miro's got the surge away, and GPK will have mobility available to escape, so they won't chase on for the two of them, but they're able to take the tower, push them back, as Lal continues to just dominate with his aggressiveness, which initially, as you said, jumps in, dies, but everything after that was fantastic there from the quad.
It was super close. The margins for all these plays, he's like blinking in. They're going on him because they're saying, oh, quad blink, guys, just kill him. And he's barely blinking out, surviving. He Dagon's the creep there, which gives him, it's a massive heal if you Dagon a creep in the creep wave. That's the only reason he lives there. So just like individual good plays from Laurel. It's like super impressive. It's so scary. Watching it feels like he's going to die at any point in the fight.
Got a lot of XP out there as well right now in terms of the difference between the mids. You got Lyle halfway through level 14, GPK is only halfway through level 12. It's kind of balanced out in the fact that when you look at the carries, Pure, he's about to hit level 14, whereas Radahn is still level 11. So the difference in XP balance between those two different core positions, but overall down to the fact that Spirit were able to get the Tormentor, have managed to grow that little bit of gold lead. 5k advantage for Spirit now.
Yep, and I think it's so fun to watch these Tormentor fights. I think it's a lot of fun when it's not... Usually you only really get 5v5s in the past, you know, at the 20, 30 minute mark, and everyone has way more items. It's a lot less of these long engagements. Heroes just die quicker, but now at 15 minutes, you know, heroes are level 10, 11. You got to press 3 rounds of spells, and it's a lot more about... I would say it's a more individual play at this point rather than team play, at least as far as team fights goes, and I think it's really cool to see the players actually have the ability to make small plays into the fights, right? If you watch Laurel, that kind of impact wouldn't happen in a later game fight, because when he does that blink in and does the kite, he's going to die just to the burst. And all of his damage is going to be kind of one-shotting heroes back to back, but I think it's a lot of... It's like a dance now at this point in the game. All right, so Sanjayasha finished for Pure. Radahn is also just about finishing his. It's going to be on Corey in a second, and he does have the Ags queued up on Radahn, so good timing's coming out. Big one is Ags on GPK, so he disassembled his Echo, actually, for his Ags. Which, no one really disassembles Echo anymore, just because it's such an awkward... Other two items you're going to Broadsword and a Void Stone, so he's probably just going to rebuy the Echo. But that's also a really big timing. So both teams really need to kill the position 5. The Winter Wyvern and the Warlock, I would say, are almost the most important heroes in terms of how the team fight plays out. In the last one, you saw Miposhka got jumped. He didn't really get many spells off his first life. And Miposhka kind of did, which delayed the fight long enough that Laura was able to kind of buy back and respawn. And so GPK, amazing at jumping the backline. I would say Spirit kind of have a little rougher time at killing Miposhka or Taneomi before he gets spells off.
Mirror and save. They're thinking about making a go for Radahn. They're going to drop the wall. As soon as they see Rue underneath the sentry, they'll just settle for him instead. They're going to get the vacuum dragged back onto Radahn, but backups in from Lala and Miposhka. It's not easy for Mirror to set anything further up here.
Poor Rue. I think he's had a pretty hard game just to get moves. His level 6 was slow, but still, even then, I think just the scouting that he's been doing has been helpful. Like, Radahn gets smoked on, doesn't die.
Let's see if they can try and find some more here. BetBoom team, they'll get themselves the wisdom.
It's a lot harder to also take those defensively. In the past, you know, you could have something where your Quap is on the XP rune, and then he grabs it instantly, blinks out. But now you have to sit there for, what is it, I think 3.5 seconds it takes to channel? And so if the enemy smokes there, as long as they're there within a second or two of it spawning, they're always going to contest you. Fortunately for BetBoom team, it was a 30-second delay, so Collapse actually does get the other Shrine of the Wisdom.
Rue, ready to get some info. One more. They're just going to drop the Golem and the Sonic Wave straight down on a Pure. They burst him. There we go. This time round, you know, Rouge has been having a hard time with the ways they found him, but he gets the clean sort of setup there, the vision that's required, and there's no hesitation from Miposhka and Lal. Very, very quick with that, and absolutely necessary as it gets the job done, gets the PA out of there.
Yeah, if they use every button on PA and burst at the start of the fight, I think BetBoom team will start to eventually struggle with damage. The Ion Shell timing is kind of falling off. The heroes are just getting tankier and tankier. If you don't burst Radahn, he's going to ult. If you don't burst Laura, he'll blink out. Collapse has there with a heal as well from his ult. And also, if there's a Roshan,
GPK, and they get look for the steal. Then with the rebound, actually get the stone pretty much onto the 3 of them, I think. In fact, they get the dispose as well onto Collapse. Mirror and GPK will look over towards Miposhka. Miposhka trying to heal up with the Shadow Word. He'll finally die. And can BetBoom get anything more here as they're still heavily outnumbered? Chase over towards GPK at the side. Radahn's in on top of him. The Remnant will control Radahn for now, but he's still closing in on to GPK. They've got him with the stun. They've got him with the root. The root follow-up as well. Not a chance for GPK to jump out. As they tried for some sort of steal interrupt around this Roche attempt, BetBoom team, it doesn't work out for them. Spirit, they're able to continue to hold the position and finish the Roche.
That was a bit risky. the fight's 4v5. You're missing your carry. Pure's probably their strongest hero. Again, you know, their damage without Pure doesn't have the kind of the longevity in the fight to burst through this amount of HP. I would say specifically versus Radon and versus Collapse. They're at 2.5k HP on Collapse, 2k HP on Radon, and it Pure's that like last little bit that they need. And yeah, now it's a 10k gold lead for Spirit.
That's quite the lead. Radon in that top spot.
Yep. And he's almost done with his Ags, which is also going to cause more issues, right? So a lot of BetBoom team's damage was based off of Wyvern Q doing percentage damage, Ion Shell doing damage. And so now the fact that he can purge all the Ion Shells and he can purge off the Wyvern Q from himself, it just means that there's way more pressure, again, on Pure to actually kind of stand and deliver in these fights.
He's going to jump forward for the creep wave.
He's no ult.
They're there ready and waiting for him. Stave tries to get him out, but you can't save him. It was rooted by Radon. Ends up with the both of them dying. They just did not expect Spirit to be set up on that wave at all.
They might just be able to go high ground if they want. That's a big kill. I think he just wasn't expecting them to all be set up on that wave. Nice by Rue, kind of scouting out so Team Spirit knows exactly where he's headed. And 13k gold lead. They have all top 3 net worth cores. All 3 of their cores are now, at this point, having amazing games. They're all extremely tanky versus all the damage. Lauro has his Shivas finished. Collapses. He's going a Brooch on Dawn, which is interesting. I don't know how I feel about that. I haven't seen it. It's a cool idea.
Yeah, I guess what, because he's got the... Oh.
Going on a bot.
Yeah, they're going to get the jump on him.
He's pretty tanky. He might get a kill
coming in. They'll be able to kill him.
Nope.
Collapse is gone.
There's a curse.
And we'll hold back at least Brew, but it won't catch on to Radon. So Radon's still able to close on to Kataomi. It'll get the rest of the team of BetBoom a chance to TP out, but Kataomi's left behind. Lal still managed to stay on top of Mirror, but TP out's there. Nothing for Lal to do about that one. So BetBoom, they'll get the majority of them out and losing their support, getting that kill on Collapse. They'll take that, especially whilst they're down.
It's good.
Okay, in the mid though, Pure.
Hey,
He jumps forward for the creep wave. Radon finds him. He's going to be able to jump over towards Mirror, but again, another slow comes into place.
They can permanently chase him.
They're chasing him down.
In one.
There's the Sonic Wave pushback. Pure, he's got nowhere to jump. Rooted again.
Okay.
A second time there where...
And they might get Miro too. Again, Radon can purge the Surge.
There it is. The Surge is indeed purged. Oh, it's popped by Radon. Get that attack speed. There we go. Yeah, they're finding it tough to find the spots to farm here, Pure. Yeah. Couple of times, couple of waves he stepped out into. Not expected Spirit to be in the neighborhood. They were both times.
I think even if he has BKB, these kind of wave deaths are so bad for him because he's still going, I think, probably die with a BKB. Just if Radon gets on top of him. I think it's just a bit not respecting the bounty hunter. Oh no, save.
No. He's just trying to farm some ancients, bless him. Well, they got him. Same time, over in the mid, they might just have Kataomi as well. Radon's in. And Kataomi, he's out.
It's okay, but you know, when Kataomi's up, they're all going to be up, right? No one's going to chain feed
there we go.
In the next 40 seconds.
And he's what? He did get the Blink Dagger gold. He's level 12.
Yes.
So they've got the curse plays. These have got to be some phenomenal curses, though, as this game's starting to look kind of rough for BetBoom.
Yeah, it's almost felt, I think the last 3 minutes or so, one person on BetBoom team's been dead. So they haven't felt, okay, guys, we're 5 alive. Let's go fight them. It's, oh wait, guys, Pure died. Let's go wait for him. Oh no, now Kataomi's dead. Pure's dead again. Kataomi's dead again. Save is dead. It's a lot of these kind of back and forth deaths because usually the mentality is when one hero dies, you don't want to 5v5. So you kind of split up.
Miro?
And if they're still not 5 heroes. Okay, they're 5 heroes alive.
Okay, Miro's going to live, I think.
Yeah,
Radon's still trying to go for him. He's going to be fine.
All right, they did it.
That was a bit scary, though.
They did it. 5 heroes alive at the same time. Miro needs to heal a bit, but...
Radon's got 40 seconds left on the Aegis.
They might take him down the once.
He's going to get the ults off.
That's actually scary.
Okay.
He's not going to lifesteal a lot from creeps, so it got nerfed, and...
But it does save by looks. Meanwhile, Pure, he's in trouble. Lal and Rue have found Pure down bottom.
He's BKB.
They've killed him. And back in the mid, can't BetBoom find anything here. They'll get Maposhka.
Okay.
So support to be found, but I mean, yeah, Pure, he just can't catch a break, whether it's in the top lane, the mid lane, or in the deepest, safest part of his jungle on his side of the map on the bottom half. they'll find him and they'll kill him.
Yeah, I think BetBoom team was a bit distracted on Radon. And again, all they got from that was an Aegis. Sure, they get Miposhka kind of near the end, which was even super close to killing him, but Radon loses nothing. They kill Pure again. Thankfully, he was able to buy the BKB out. So maybe we're going to see BetBoom team try to take an actual fight when they're 5 up, but it's felt a lot of just kind of chain, I don't want to say chain feeding, but kind of chain pickoffs from Spirit.
BetBoom, they're walking up here. I mean, Radon, he is in the neighborhood. And yeah, as soon as that track comes out from Rue, they're like, well, maybe we shouldn't go up here again.
It's a bit scary.
Let's not do this one again. As Radon will kill pretty much any of them right now. It's got put full MKB, just 300 gold away.
And that's scary for a Phantom Assassin because, again, Root goes through BKB. And they don't really have any Dispel, I believe. So if Pure gets rooted a single time by Yator, I think he's just dead. Like, he's going to get chain rooted until death. Tormentor is up. So Team Spirit probably just going to go take it for free. It's another 3k gold in the bank. That's going to be about, what, 20,000 gold lead for Team Spirit. It is rough. Probably Rue gets it. Nice. He's lucky.
And now it's going to make it even more difficult for BetBoom to try and find farm of the waves because there's multiple heroes being shadow walked up, setting up for the counterplay. BetBoom, they're going to try and smoke. See if they can catch anyone from Team Spirit on their own.
They need to get a good jump. Miposhka is the most important target, but he's like completely surrounded by his entire team. So the only guy split is Collapse, which I guess this is the target of the smoke. It's going to be Collapse. But look how safe he's farming. He's farming just directly outside his base. It's nowhere that BetBoom can kind of catch him.
Spirit coming straight for them with their own smoke.
Yep. I think Spirit knows exactly where they are. Radon just running in, no fear. He's going to walk into Miero.
Let's see what Miro's plan is to get out of this one. He's going to get quickly the Surge, Purge, jump forward for GPK. They're going to try and turn so they can blow through Radon. They
He's
can.
dead.
They're able to take him out. He's not able to get the chance to get his ultimate off. Now they'll look over towards Lal. Pure himself getting kind of low. Collapse will jump away. Gets caught immediately by the Remnant. Pure's BKB is about to come to an end. We'll see if Pure feels he can get back in the fight. They've got Dust out onto Rue, but Pure, he wants to play it careful. Doesn't want to fully commit. GPK, however, in the backlines with Katomi and Stave, they're able to deal with Collapse. They get 2 big kills. Maybe even more here. Miro trying to search through the tree line. They've still got the Dust on towards Miposhka. At the vision, it's got the Ghost up to give them a bit of safety. But they'll slowly but surely take him down as well. So BetBoom able to come out on top of that fight, just with the way that they caught Radon right. Radon not getting the chance to put that battle trance this time round. They were able to 100-0 him, BetBoom.
So again, to not forget, he doesn't have a BKB on Radon. So far in the game, he's had a very kind of chill. Besides the early game, he's been able to play the fights really easily. Just even in the base, he's diving tier 4s with ult. Everything's going fine. But this first time, he gets caught, no BKB, there's double silence. And this is another one.
Yeah, Root trying to show himself. He saw kind of the rest of BetBoom back off, but there were still a couple of heroes waiting for him, and they'll be ready to dive in and take him out underneath his own tier 3. BetBoom with a pretty good strike back. I mean, Radon's coming in on the action. He does not have the full team with him. He's going to put the battle trance. Catch over there. He's got the Winter's Curse.
All right, the troll ult with Wyvern ult? Okay. So I guess when he's troll ulted, he's not going to hit his allies. So it's actually not...
Wait, is that what?
Yeah, he didn't hit the Quap at all.
I was going to say, the Lal didn't take any damage, right? Sonic Wave there on a GPK and Miro. Miro might just have to be left behind on this one. GPK indeed instantly TP out. They'll get the rest out of there. So Spirit back in action, get the kill on Miro. The rest of BetBoom will manage to retreat, though.
Yeah, that was definitely a strange interaction.
So what? Because he was caught in the curse, he was looking at Lal. Yeah, it looked like he was attacking, but Lal just was not taking any damage, right?
So he was looking at both.
Because he was like
people. Yeah. So you're gonna see him. He kind of gets stunned. The troll brain, you know, it's like he just wants to run at one guy, so he's gonna ult, and he's gonna basically turn between both targets. He's like, I want to kill GPK. I want to kill my teammate. I want to kill GPK. I want to kill my teammate.
Is that how battle trance and curses always worked?
I think it might just because of how close GPK was to him with the cold embrace.
Sure, I see what you're saying.
That if he was like, they were both like the same distance. Yeah. And so maybe if he was like slightly further away, he would have just killed Laurel. But now, okay, they got Aegis.
All right, there we go. Radon's going to be ready and set for the next fight.
So even with all those kills, that massive team fight from BetBoom team, they're still down 14k gold.
GPK.
Still down. Oh, no. One root.
And that's enough.
Okay, 70 seconds.
It's a long time. And that really has sort of been what set Spirit ahead this game, right? So many times, Spirit finding these pickoffs. Now, BetBoom, they've had sort of some chances to give a good solid fight back in the team fights. When it comes to making the map moves, catching each other off guard, it's Spirit catching BetBoom off guard. BetBoom have very rarely been able to go for a smoke play and find a pick off themselves. It's always been a kind of a smoke into a team fight.
Yeah, I think it's just a lot of pickoffs if you look for Spirit, especially on Pure. I think this game, it's what really is hurting BetBoom team. Because again, they fought them down 20,000 gold, and it wasn't too difficult. Sure, they had to play the fight extremely well, but it wasn't an unrealistic fight that couldn't happen again. But it's hard to take those fights into the Aegis, as their whole kind of fight plan, the linchpin of it was, we're going to burst the troll before he presses any button. And if you do that once perfectly, yeah, but doing it twice to an Aegis while his whole team's kind of surrounding him is not realistic.
There's going to be another catch here. Spirit, pick off after pick off after pick off they're finding.
I think Spirit might, they can go. It's this position of the game where you're definitely strong enough to go, but there's a chance you lose the game if you go high ground. Always. Oh no, Pure.
Oh, Radon.
No. If he gets rooted again,
the root is not going to come through.
Now Radon's in.
Pure's still hovering around.
Oh no, Pure.
It's risky. Okay, they want to try and fight Radon.
Pure.
Can they kill him? I mean, Radon's getting low. They can't, and he's got the Aegis.
He has no buyback.
Oh, well, let's see if they can do it 4 versus 5 here, BetBoom. Save, he's going to be dead as well, so it's going to have to be 3 versus 5 as that was a dieback from Kataomi. That might just be game.
That might just be game.
Oh, Miro, vacuum
They're just going to go throne.
One.
They're not even going to go melee, Rex.
Yeah, they know. Team Spirit know that they've got what it takes now to potentially close this one up. They're going to jump in here with a rebound. Miro trying to get back to the fountain, but he dies on the way back. 2 versus 5. There's no stopping them.
GG.
And there it is. GG's called. Spirit with that. This series is theirs. 2-0. The pickoffs, they were just too much right up until the end, Gunner.
Yeah, I think, especially Pure, I think was having a pretty rough game. Just struggling to find